Little shop update. We put some more flooring up and I build a paint booth filter box. Let's get into this. All right guys, so first thing this morning I ran down to the depot and I got some of my boards for the loft. So what I found out is either my wall on this side isn't square or I'm just not a great carpenter. So I don't know which one it is. Either way, I got 6 boards today. So let me flip you around here and show you what we got so far. So there we go. So when I say it's not square, it's like down here I'm about 2 inches from the beam, and then as I go it gets closer and closer to the beam. Other than that, oh, and this beam right here, it seems to be off right there. So what I'll do is I'll put a sister joist underneath there. But yeah. So, and then down through here, and then probably 2 more big boards right here and here. And then I'll have to measure this all off, and then I'll just have Home Depot cut them for me. I have a table saw, but it's just easier to have them do it. And then this right here, I'm going to be using that as an air inlet. That I actually I planned out this, so yeah. Anyway, so I had to do this so I can start putting stuff up here. Hold on, let me switch you around. So I started doing this because I do have to start putting stuff up here so it's out of the way. So I did a little bit of investigating on the floors on the 442 over the weekend or over the week, and yeah, it's got a huge gaping hole basically across the whole back where the seat would go. So I'm taking out the seats. I'm going to put the seats up here so they're out of the way. And then there's a few other things I want to bring, all his parts that are on my rack over there. I want to bring that all up here and get all that taken care of. I want to get everything off my orange truck, all the glass and all that stuff for the 442, and put that up here. So that's kind of like my thought process on this, and it's like a little bit at a time, right? So anyway, so yeah, until I get some more boards, maybe tomorrow, I'll have another shop update video on that. They seem to do pretty good. I mean, why not, right? It's part of the shop, it's part of the garage, it's part of us getting stuff done. So so we'll catch you when I get the other boards up here, and there we go. Alright guys, so it's Saturday, I don't know, around 1-ish. I went into work this morning because to get caught up, you're busy again, so, but I just got home. So what we're going to focus on today, tomorrow I'm going to focus on some things on the car, but today I'm going to focus on I'm going to make basically a filter box for the booth. So I have, as you can see them back there, I have two explosion-proof Vevor 3150 CFM extractor fans, and they also have the little tunnels that attach to them. But what I want is I want to make the filter box. Those will go against the filter box and it'll suck through to extract any of the overspray out of the booth. And I figured today would be a good day to do this. It is a little windy today. I went down and I got a piece of 4x8 sheet of 1 inch thick, basically cheap insulation stock is all it is. I put it in the back of the truck. It sticks out about 3 feet with the wind going all over. Oh man, even though I had it strapped down, it was a little sketch. I'm not gonna lie. And also I got in today, I did pick up a box of 50 pack of 20 by 20 basically booth filters. So these are booth filters specifically made for painting. I'll put in a picture right here of that. And then I just got that in today. So let me get a couple things and then we'll show you what I'm gonna try to attempt to make. Okay, so I got these little rings here. So that's what the ductwork would attach to. Unfortunately, I just tested them and these are 12-inch diameter, which is what that is supposed to be. But in actuality, it is 10-inch. It does attach, these are 12-inch fans over here. But they have like a drawstring cord you attach them to. But unfortunately, these do not attach. So I have to take these back and get 10-inch ones. No problem. But that won't stop me making my box. So those guys right there are pretty heavy. So I'm gonna make the filter box and then I'm going to basically put those two fans on the outside of the filter box right there, and then from there it'll pipe out. And I'm not going to open up this box of filters. I'll show you. So here's the box of filters. There are 50 in here. Just like at work, as soon as you cut this thing accordions out and it's like that old snake, the can of snakes. So, you know, like as a kid, you open up the can and this huge snake like flies out at you with springs and stuff like that. Well, that's kind of how these are. So until I get exactly my box made, I will not open that yet. So, and I do have a roll. We used to have chickens a long time ago. So I do have a brand new roll of chicken wire, which is going to go, the filters are going to go up against the wire, so when it pulls, it won't pull the filters into the box. That's my plan. So what I'll do is I'll get this piece. So this is the piece right here. And then I just have some foil tape to put it together. I kind of want this box very lightweight because when I'm not in painting, which, you know, I don't paint a lot here. And the only reason why I'm setting all this up is one, I did want a loft to double my square footage. But two, I wanted an enclosed area to paint this. So I want to be able to not break this down, but definitely pick it up, set it up on top of the loft, and then store it up there when not in use. That's pretty much why I am making it out of the foam board versus making it out of some sort of heavy materials like wood. So as you saw before, I got all the flooring up except that one row of 23 or I'm sorry, 32 inches down that one side. That'll probably have to wait until next payday because that stuff's pretty expensive. But I'm gonna make the box now, so let's do this. So being that the filters are 20 by 20, actually 20.5 inches by 20.5 inches, I'm going to make the front of this probably 25, yeah, about 25 inches. You know what, I'll do a nice 30. So it'll be 30 inches wide. As far as deep goes, I don't need it that deep. I'll figure that out as I go. I'm kind of shooting from the hip on this. Yeah, so again, here we go. So I know when you guys probably started seeing me cutting this up, you were like, what is he doing? Well, if this was going to be more of a permanent booth structure, obviously I would have the walls up, I would cut a huge exhaust, you know, make it more permanent. But this is not permanent. I can take this, I can store it, and it's not going to collapse from the suction of the two fans. I have dividers, a divider in it this way, and then I have it. This is actually the top. So the top has it in there, so it can't squeeze in this way because it's between the two. And then I have the divider in there as well. So basically it's a two-chambered exhaust box is all it is, right? So at work, we have a gigantuan, I want to say actually there's two 24-inch exhaust fans. They come up out of the wall, and they go into so it's two fans. They come up and then they go into this giant box, and then the box goes out the side of our shop, which exhausts it out. Obviously there's an entire wall, so 3, 6, 9, 12, there's 12 filters on the back wall, and they're all 20.5 by 20.5. So that all gets sucked up, out, and out the back. Between the exhaust fans and the outside, there's one of these. It's a little bit stiffer material, insulation, but it's just a big filter box, just like this. That's kind of where I got the idea of just building a filter box. Now this is going to be down low in the floor, and then we already know that up over there is going to be those filters all the way across. So hopefully I'll have a good flow, so it comes in the booth, down, and out across the bottom. I don't really want a lot of air. I mean, it's filtered air, but I don't want a lot going across the whole car to bring in debris and dirt to land on the car. Obviously, I'll probably will have some dirt here and there, little nubs here and there, but nothing that's going to be like full of sand, right? So with this being down low, it goes in and then down, right? And it's going on the back side of the stairs is where my filter box is going. So basically underneath the stairs is where it's going to be my in and out, right? And then this is going to be 3 feet to the right of that little opening that I'm going to come in. So when I open the curtain, it'll just go right back out, so it won't be like blown across. That's my plan anyway, because all our booths at work and booths in general, when you open up the door to go in and out, it's generally right next to the exhaust port. So anything, when you open up the door, if you do have a positive or a negative pressure, so you know, it's kind of like when you shut the door, it sucks it in. That would be considered negative pressure. So if you open up that door and it's sucking in, it's gonna suck in dirt, right, from what's floating around. It's just how it is. So it'll go right out the exhaust. So if you have a positive pressure to shut the door, which is what you want a little bit of a positive pressure. I don't know, there's a fine line. I haven't found a booth yet that's right of what I've painted in. Now granted, I'm not saying I paint in the most luxurious paint shops, but we're high production or high volume shops, and that I've painted in, that door has always been like pretty neutral. So if I open up the door, I'll feel a little bit of pressure, but not a lot, right? I don't know if that makes sense. Basically, if you open up the door and a little bit of wind from inside the booth hits you in the face, that's positive pressure. Okay, so enough of that. So what I'm going to do is, it looks like I put another piece right here to seal this up. So this will be a sealed box. And then, like I said, this is going to be the bottom. I'm probably going to put this part right here on a board. I'm thinking I'm going to do that. I haven't decided yet. Either way, if not, I will have to get another piece of the foam, because this is a 4x8 sheet that's been cut down quite a lot, and all I have left is this much. Oh, and that piece over there. That's it, because of how I made it. So let me do this real quick. Let me figure out where I'm going to go from here. So this is just a piece that came from the box for the fans. So I'm going to trace that to get my square. Now, obviously this is not going to be like, perfectly centered. But we get it up off the ground, so we're not sucking off the floor. And then so this is the top. So we want to bring it up a little bit up that way. So we're up off the ground, right? So I couldn't find my roll of chicken wire, but I found some old wire shelving units. Right here. So I think this will work. I'm going to kind of cut it, and I'm going to put it in there and see how it looks. Kind of templating this up. If this is going to work, I think it will. I'll probably put like a strip of wood on the inside and outside, and then sandwich that all together so it doesn't move out. I'm just using the tape right now just to kind of hold it in there to see if this is going to work. That's totally going to work. So the really cool things about these shelvings actually is that they've got that little lip on the bottom. So the paper can sit right in that and right up against there. That's going to be awesome. Very cool. Let me see if I can find some fasteners, and we'll go from there. Just give me a minute. I had some C-channel. This is aluminum, so this is going to work out perfect. sandwiches the top, and then I'll have to put one here and here, and that'll hold it this way. That's going to be awesome. So this area right here is a little smaller than the actual filter. So when I put the filter in there, it will it'll be like a friction fit, right? So it'll pop right in there. But I like how that worked out with that little shelf. And you put it right in there. That's awesome. Awesome. Okay, so none of my hardware that I have, I have carriage bolts, but obviously I can't tighten it down because the only nuts that I have are nylon nuts. So those are a little bit of a bear to get them together. I'm going to poke around and see if I can find something that'll work. I'm trying to do this part. So far into this, I have for the tape, the 4x8 sheet of the insulation, and those two starter rings that are going to go in the back, but they're 12-inch and I need 10-inch, so I have to return those. $60. $60 in this, and it's going to work. It's going to work perfect. Now, if you notice, I am going over all the edges with the tape, and before I put the top on, or the top on this, I am going to run tape on this. So basically why I run the tape is so none of this stuff, none of these little foamy things will fly in and out through the fan. I don't know. I just think that would be best. So that's why I did it. And plus I have it. So let me dig around and see if I can find some more hardware. Alright guys, so after looking a little bit more into the fans and these guys, I'm gonna go with these ones. So these ones are gonna go in, and then the fans will be, it'll sit. It actually sits right inside, and then I can seal it all the way around. I was thinking of something different, but that's not gonna work. So this is what's gonna work. So what I gotta do is I have to get hardware for my bars across. I should have 1/4-inch 20s, assortments of those anyway. So I'll probably go and get those maybe tomorrow. But I'm gonna poke my holes for these guys in there. I'm gonna set my fans up there, and then I'm gonna trace out where it needs to go, and then I'm gonna put this there, and then I'm gonna cut it out. that's how it'll sit, just like that. So I have to pick up some more quarter 20s by a lot longer, regular regular nuts, not the nylock stuff, and then I have to just put a top on it. But you probably all were thinking, what is he gonna do with some styrofoam insulation? I made a box, a filter box. So it's not, like I said, if this was gonna have to be more permanent, obviously I would have done it out of wood and but you can see it's real easy to move on and off. Actually, let me show you. So it's like, okay, I'm done painting. All right, let me go put that up in the loft for storage. Okay. So I take it, I pull it off, I take it, and I walk up the stairs. When I need it, I put it down. And there it is. So I'm gonna go get some more hardware and stuff like that. Ow. Piece of aluminum. And we'll finish this up, and then hopefully tomorrow we will be back on the car. Yep, so yeah. All right guys, I ran down, had to take my kid down to get a haircut, so I stopped at Ace and got some bolts. So let's run them through. So let me swing you in here and show you what I did before I seal up the top. So on the back side, I just used a large washer over the grates to hold it all in place. That's going to be perfect. And there it is. So the filters go down in here. It gets trapped behind here and here. So they slide right in. The fans suck it out. It should be golden. Now my one fan over here, so the one here I already have a plug for. I went and got a plug. This I just got in like yesterday, so I have to put a plug on that one. But they're real easy to wire. It tells you which one's the ground, and then of course your two legs. These are 110s, 110 volt. They are like 3150, something like that, I think it is. It's over, yeah, over 31 CFMs a piece. Now I do know that that given the size of the booth, I think it's supposed to be like 9,000 CFMs pull. But I'm going to see how this goes. If I need to get another one, because this would be 3.6 and then one more would be 9, it would actually be like 93, yeah, 9,300 CFMs using 3 of these. But I'm going to see how 2 does. Basically, I'm going to see how this all works when I paint the back side of the hood. So I'm going to push the car that way and over where I usually park my daily driver truck. I'm going to close it all up, and I'm going to paint the back side of that hood and see how well it does. That's kind of like my, it's going to be my test if I need another set of fans. But anyway, so yeah, we'll do the trick one more time. Just like that. I'll swap you around, show you the front. And that's how it would pull from the front. But I'll get the plug tomorrow and put the filters in it, and we'll fire these things up. Until tomorrow. Alright guys, so I ran down and I got the cord end. I put it on the other blower thing. So right now what I have is I have a heavy duty extension cord. It's like a, what is it, 12 gauge. I'm gonna have to get another one. But I have it just set up on a, it's one of the supposedly heavy duty power strips. That obviously is not gonna be what I'm using, but this is just for testing purposes. So I'll fire these things up. They are loud. But I mean, if you're in a paint shop and you hear that booth running, you have basically one 24-inch fan blowing into the booth through a set of what is it, 8 or 12, depending on the booth, filters from the roof, and then you have 2 or 1 big one on the back of the booth pulling out. So it's quite loud when you fire up the booth. These are supposedly 69 decibels a piece, so like I said, they are pretty loud. But if it gets everything extracted out, as I'm hoping it will, I can deal with a little bit of noise for a little bit. It's no big deal. Do it every day, all day. Let me fire these things up. Obviously, I have already had them fired up, but without the tubes on them, just to make sure they're pulling. It is pulling very good through, but without like having something to demonstrate for pulling, like overspray or something like that. I'm just gonna assume that they're working pretty good because the air that's coming out the back here is insane. So when I looked to put the photo up of what I got these off from Amazon, they're actually 30 3400 CFMs, not 31. So I was off a little bit. But when you go in, well, that just means more power or more suckage through the box. So I'm going to fire these up and you can hear them run. I gotta attach that. All right, let's try this again. So there they are. So you kind of get the idea of how they're going to run. Let me see if I can find something to dangle in front of it. I think it's going to work just good. Let me turn them off. So I think that's going to work out pretty good overall. Like I said, I did put the little bag in front of it so you can see that it is pulling. Yeah, that's about all I got on that one. So I'm going to put this all away and then we'll be back. So this is exactly why I like them being portable. So I can just put them right up on top here. Don't get me wrong, these are pretty heavy a piece, but yeah, they're right up here, out of the way, and the box is right over there, and that's what I like. Ease of storage. Alright guys, so that's how I built my filter box. It's really, it's not a permanent thing. I mean, if I get my garage doors in and then decide to do more this kind of work here, then I would redesign that whole system. Meaning I would have, on both sides of the booth, I would have columns that went up and then out that way. And then that intake over there would actually have its own separate fan to blow air in. So, you know, I would have it more like work, right? So one blowing in, two blowing out, and yeah, but that's not what I have going on here. So that's going to be it for the shop update. Next weekend I will be finishing up the roof or the loft. No sense of recording that because it's the same as just this one with putting all the flooring up. I am going to probably start cleaning up stuff, meaning start putting all his parts up there, because that was the whole point of getting that, one of the points of getting all that done, so I can get everything all kind of out of the way. You know, I got to move 8,000 things just to get to my paper machine on the wall over there, and all of those are his parts, so we'll move those up there. So it's going to be a lot of up and down, up and down, up and down the stairs, and yeah, well, thanks for watching this this little shop update quickie. Hope you get something out of this, especially on, you don't really need like these massive fan units and all this permanent structure stuff when you can just kind of make a box like that. All it is just basically filters to bring it in, to exhaust it out. So thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.